Good morning and welcome everyone to the Tracy Show. If you all have been following me, you know I have been following the case of missing Dacara Thompson. Now the other day, they did say that they had found a body matching her, but they was not sure if it was her. So I did not report it because I wanted to be sure. And this saddens me so much. Unfortunately, that body was of Dacara Thompson, and a suspect has been arrested. His name is Hugo Hernandez Mendez. He is currently being held without bond. And of course, they still can't answer a lot of questions because, as you know, this is still a very open investigation. Let's send out prayers and love to her family. And here is a news clip from this morning.
My name is Brian Fisher, and I'm the manager of the Media Relations Division for the Prince George's County Police Department, and we really appreciate you joining us this morning. Speaking with you this morning will be Prince George's County Police Chief George Nader, the County Executive for Prince George's County, Aisha Braveboy, the Superintendent of the Maryland State Police, Colonel Roland L. Butler Jr., the Chief of the Bowie Police Department, Dwayne A. Preston, and the State's Attorney for Prince George's County, Tara Jackson. I would also like to recognize Prince George's County DCAO Mel Powell. Because this investigation remains very active, we'll take a few questions at the end of the presentation, but we'll be very limited in what we can answer. At this time, I'd like to introduce Prince George's County Police Chief George Nader.
Good morning. First, I'd like to thank members of the media for showing sensitivity during the reporting of this case. We know there were questions that you had and questions that we couldn't answer due to the investigation being ongoing. On September 5th, detectives from the Prince George's County Police Department's Homicide Division developed probable cause to present charges for the murder of Dacara Thompson. This morning, criminal charges were issued for first-degree and second-degree murder. The facts of the case: 19-year-old Dacara Thompson was last seen on August the 22nd. She was reported on August the 21st. Her family located the vehicle in the area of Jasmine Terrace in Hyattsville, Maryland. On August 31st, what we believe to have been Dakara's body was located by the Maryland State Police Department in the area of eastbound Route 50 at Route 97. On August 23rd, in the area of University Boulevard in Hyattsville, Maryland, a short distance from her vehicle, at approximately 3 a.m. For reasons still under investigation, it appears that Dacara willfully entered a vehicle being driven by Hugo Rene Hernandez Mendez, 35-year-old male out of Bowie, Maryland. Through investigative techniques and video review, detectives were able to track the vehicle's movement to an address on Kimber Ridge Drive in Bowie, Maryland. On September 4th, several search warrants were obtained and executed pertaining to this case, which led detectives to obtain enough probable cause to take Hugo Rene Hernandez Mendez into custody and present him to the court commissioner for the murder of Dacara Thompson. We believe the murder occurred in the home on Cambridge Drive in Hernandez's bedroom. Her body was taken to the location that it was recovered at by Hernandez. At this time, there are no additional suspects. However, this investigation is ongoing. Our thoughts and prayers are with her family during this time. Detectives from the Prince George's County Police Department's Missing Persons Unit were quickly joined by the Prince George's County Police Department Homicide Unit, along with our law enforcement partners from Maryland State Police and the City of Bowie, who worked jointly and tirelessly to determine the facts of this case. Because the pre-existing relationships between our agencies, we are where we are. There's still a lot of investigative work to be done in this case, and we're asking members of the community or anyone that may have information about this case to contact us at 1-866-411-TIPS. Throughout this case, members at the highest level of our law enforcement agencies were kept abreast of every development, and cooperative decisions were made jointly. I have no words to express my appreciation for the Superintendent of the Maryland State Police, Colonel Butler, and Bowie's City Police Chief, Dwayne Preston, for their involvement. In addition to law enforcement involvement in this case, the highest level of our governments were kept abreast of this matter. This included daily briefings with Deputy Chief Administrative Officer Melvin Powell and County Executive Aisha Braveboy, both of whom provided unwavering support for our teams who were conducting this investigation. Incidents like this affect our entire community. Ms. Braveboy's involvement in this case, for me, further reflects her passion for people and the community that we serve. On behalf of our department, I want to personally thank you for your support in this tough case. It meant a lot to me personally, and I appreciate it. At this point, I'll turn it over to County Executive Aisha Braveboy.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chief, and thank you to all of our public safety partners who are here with us today. But more importantly, I want to thank this community. When you found out that Dacara Thompson was missing, you answered the calls of her parents and her family to help find her, to locate her, because she means so much to so many. And so it is tough that we're at this point where the search is over and justice begins. I want to thank our superintendent. I want to thank also Chief Preston, the men and women of the Prince George's County Police Department and its homicide unit, as I have repeated numerous times as state's attorney, the best of the best. I want to thank you for closing this case quickly. And now we will hand this case over to our state's attorney, Tara Jackson, to seek justice. But I did want to reflect on Dacara Thompson, young 19-year-old graduate of St. Charles High School in Charles County. She was living with her father, and part of the reason she lived here is because she was working for a nonprofit, Prince George's, as part of her service year option that she decided to participate in, and that this activity is sponsored by our Governor Wes Moore. So this is a young woman who dedicated part of her young life to serving others, And I want that to ring home to all of you that this is a good young woman who wanted to do good for her community. And now her community will stand behind her family as we seek justice for her. I will now turn the mic over to our Superintendent Butler.
Good morning. On behalf of Governor Wes Moore and the entire Maryland Department of State Police family, I'd like to extend my deepest condolences to the family and friends of Ms. Dacara Thompson, a young life that was taken far too soon. Shortly before 5 p.m. on August 31st, troopers from the Maryland State Police Annapolis Barrack were dispatched to the area of U.S. Route 50 between Maryland Route 424 and Interstate 97 in Anne Arundel County for the report of a disabled vehicle. Upon arrival, troopers observed a female lying unresponsive in a grassy area off the highway. Information obtained indicated the disabled vehicle was unrelated to the investigation that we have embarked upon. Investigators from the Maryland State Police Criminal Enforcement Division South Region responded to the scene along with State Police crime scene technicians from our Forensic Services Division. They processed the scene. Shortly after, they contacted the Prince George's County Police. The Maryland State Police and the Prince George's County Police have been conducting a joint investigation into the death of Miss Dacara Jackson. As additional information becomes available, I am sure the Prince George's County and the Maryland State Police will share that information with you. The circumstances surrounding her death still remain under investigation, so we will continue to answer those questions that we think the community and the family want those answers. Thank you.
And we were able to identify the body.
We'll take one more question.
We'll do two. You.
I was going to ask, are any investigators talking with the suspect as he cooperating?
We did interview the suspect, and we got limited cooperation.
Can I just ask, I would ask this respectfully, any trauma to...
We're not going to discuss the manner of death at this time. But thank you for your question, and thank you all. We really appreciate you coming up.
All right, just a remarkable moment and a sad moment as we are hearing that a suspect has been arrested for Dacara Thompson's murder. And so the suspect, we are learning, is 35-year-old Hugo Rene Hernandez Menendez. And so we were learning some information. Really, this has been such a moment as we've been waiting to find out whether or not a body found near Annapolis off of Route 50 was in fact Dacara Thompson.
Right. And some of the information from this investigation, the latest on this investigation is that August 31st that a body was located eastbound Route 50. Then they went back and you kind of went over a timeline here where they mentioned that August 23rd to Hyattsville, they had some evidence to show that Dacara was getting into a vehicle at 3 a.m., got into a vehicle, and they found out that vehicle actually belonged to Hugo Rene Hernandez Mendez, a 35-year-old from Bowie, Maryland, who lived at Kimber Ridge Drive in Bowie, Maryland. They did their investigation and found out he did go to Kimber Ridge Drive in Bowie, Maryland. They executed a search warrant, took him into custody because they found evidence, they believe, that a murder had occurred at that home in the bedroom.
Right, that's exactly correct. And then, so they're saying based on the totality of evidence here of this investigation, detectives were able to arrest and then charge Hernandez Mendez with Dacara's murder. And so a couple other notable things here. So again, he is charged with first and second degree murder. He is being held without bond. It's unclear how or if these two knew each other prior to this, whatever interaction took place here. Unclear the cause of death. They have not determined that. They have not announced that. I did want to just point out this incredibly poignant moment from County Executive Aisha Braveboy when they were asked by the press about Hugo Hernandez Menendez's background, criminal history here. They were talking about he was arrested by U.S. Park Police on a DUI charge. That was back in April. He was released pending trial, and we heard County Executive Braveboy say the federal government made the decision to release him.
Yeah. Now, I also want to talk about what, State's Attorney from Prince George's County, Tara Jackson, said would happen next. The process. She talked about how, the charges that, Simone, you just mentioned, that he's going to face these charges, the charge of murder and some other charges as well. He will be held on bond. Right. He will appear on a bond hearing either today or on Monday. She wasn't sure whether it would happen today or Monday, but that will determine whether he will be held based on the charges that they have issued at this point, and that her office would review the evidence and determine if the suspect should be indicted and exactly what that suspect, the man you see there on your screen, what he should be indicted for.
We have a long legal road ahead. I did, also just want to leave you with this. We heard County Executive Braveboy talk about Dacara Thompson, who she was.
Right.
She said, quote, "This is a good young woman who wanted to do good for her community, and now we're at the point where justice begins.
Right. One more thing to add here. As far as the investigation, they talked about it was a collaboration between a bunch of different police departments. Another important detail here is August 31st is when the troopers in Anne Arundel County got a call about a disabled vehicle in that area that I talked about on Route 50. Now, this is about 7 miles from the location where Dacara went missing. They found, and that's when they found the body of a female. They launched a police investigation, and they got into a joint operation with all these different agencies, and they were able to connect the dots here and find out that this was Dacara Thompson, and then that led to the suspect as well.
Just want to say, we're thinking of the families and the community. So many of you have been following this case, invested in hoping for a happier outcome here. So we will be following this story throughout the day. Please tune into our noon show, and streaming, we will have the very latest breaking news coverage.
Again, let's keep our prayers up for Dacara's family, her loved ones, her friends. And as for you, Hugo Hernandez-Mendez, I pray that you never see the light of day again for as long as you live.